Okay, hi guys. Today we're actually going to be talking about if the solar eclipse is actually showcasing the stupidity of our culture. And what I mean by this is I have a couple of examples, and I did tweet this out on Twitter if you did see it. It's a thread of the most dumb moments from one of our congressmen. Now, you would think that a congressman in the United States would know enough about the solar system or about how things work to actually have a coherent sentence and to actually explain what has happened during our solar eclipse and to explain exactly how things work. If you were to expect that, that would be a bridge too far for our current congressmen and congress ladies. It's just a sad, sad, sad scene. Without further ado, let's begin.
Facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past.
So, digging right in, we actually have a speech from one of our own congressmen in Texas in front of a high school. And for some reason, she thinks that we can actually live in the sun.
Now, those provide unique light and energy so that you have the energy of the moon at night. And sometimes you've heard the word full moon. And sometimes you need to take the opportunity just to come out and see a full moon is that complete rounded circle, which is made up mostly of gases. And that's why the question is why or how could we as humans live on the moon? Are the gases such that we could do that? The sun is a mighty powerful heat that is almost impossible to go near the sun.
Well, I know that what you would be thinking is like, what? No, she did not say, no, we should go and live in the sun. No, she said that we should go live in the moon. No, well, if you take a look at her Twitter account, she said for that tweet, she said, obviously I misspoke and I meant to say the sun. But as usual, Republicans are focused on stupid things instead of the stuff that really matters. What I can say though, foolish thinkers lust for stupidity. So now she thinks that we should live in the sun instead of the moon because that's the only time that she said the moon. The whole sentence does not make any sense if she was to say that. Now, we do have another clip of her. She then asks a doctorate, which is probably the principal of the school that she's at, if she is correct in her summary of what the solar eclipse is. And she is told that she's correct.
So there's some who have read it. Take the chance to read it. And Dr. Simmons, I didn't go too far away from the scientific explanation. Is that correct, hopefully? All right, so I was near it.
I can't. It's just too stupid. I tried to drink some of my coffee. Not the right moment for this. Then she says that the moon shuts the light down because the moon is too close to Earth.
What you will see today will be the closest distance that the moon has ever been in the last 20 years, which means that's why they will shut the light down, because they will be close to the Earth, which is an amazing experience and what we are supposed to experience, and I'm hoping we can, complete darkness, that everything will be shut out. Now, we don't have any animals around here to be able to, maybe we'll hear some dogs barking, how they are impacted, but you will be able to tell because there'll be complete darkness.
Okay, yeah, so there's going to be complete darkness, and there might be a couple dogs barking, so you can see the full effect. What are you talking about? Then she says that you are controlled by the solar system, not by God, not by you. You don't control your own being. Nope, the solar system created music. The solar system created everything. This is a pagan view.
But the one impact I want you to have is how you are controlled by something outside of your human experience. That the solar system is bigger than us, though there are solar systems and there are systems that are smaller than the Earth. Still, we're in a solar system, and we depend on the Earth, the moon, and the sun. That is our existence. That is what creates our desire for creativity, our music, our weather, our rain, our snow, our cold, our heat, that solar system working. And so this expression today is the use of the solar system working, and you are beginning to see things happening.
Now, Then spends 5 minutes trying to get her sunglasses on and then blows the whistle for a timeout. She just needs a timeout, guys. It's stupid. It's just so stupid. Why the heck would you just randomly blow the whistle? It just doesn't make any sense. Our congressmen in this country are just stupid people that do not know how to govern, do not know anything about real life, and it's a sad, sad excuse for actual people that would get things done. And then she says, no, the right does not want to get things done. No. It's the left that constantly, over and over again, has this perverse view of things that just is not coherent with real life. It's a sad view. It really is. With that being said, we do have a couple of articles to get to, so without further ado, let's dig in. Okay, so digging right in, we actually have a couple of articles from the Daily Wire. We have woman actually gets sentenced to prison for selling Ashley Biden's diary. Now, because of the fact that somebody found Ashley Biden's diary and then sold it, even though she was trying to get in contact with the Bidens to actually see if it was actually Ashley Biden's diary. Now, this means if somebody's going to jail for the selling of Ashley Biden's diary, that means that it is actually Ashley Biden's diary. A lot of people said, no, that's not actually the diary, and no, you're just lying, and that's misinformation. You would get fact-checked. You would get your Twitter account under the old regime of that Ashley Biden's diary is correct. Jack Dorsey, you would just get your Twitter account banned. You would get your YouTube account censored. Nope. But now, because of the fact that somebody's actually going to jail because of this event, because of the fact that they found Ashley Biden's diary, sold it, exposed the pages of it, which was deeply disgusting, which actually goes over Joe Biden taking a shower with his daughter, which is just disgusting. All of these creepy things that Joe Biden used to do to Ashley Biden is now exposed in the diary, or it was exposed in the diary years ago. Because of the fact that this happened, Amy Harris, a 41-year-old mother of 2 children, is sentenced to 1 month behind bars, a term that she is expected to begin in July, as well as 3 years of probation and 3 months of home confinement. Harris also was reportedly ordered to give back the $20,000 she earned from selling the diary. The Department of Justice said that Harris teamed up with a man named Robert Kullinger to sell the property to an organization, which has been identified as Project Veritas, for $40,000, after finding a journal and other items belonging to Ashley Biden and a private residence in Florida in the weeks before the 2020 election. The duo previously tried to sell the materials to former President Donald Trump's campaign, but was rebuffed and encouraged to give them to the FBI per court records. Harris and Kullinger pleaded guilty to a conspiracy to commit interstate transportation of stolen property back in December of 2022. Both offered apologies for their actions at the time, but court filings show that numerous delays followed with Harris citing issues such as heat problems and having no health care, leading to prosecutions to seek a harsher sentence. United States Attorney Damian Williams said Harris abused the administration of justice throughout the pendency of the court proceeding. Bloomberg News reported that Project Veritas did not publish the contents of Ashley Biden's diary, but the group is facing a federal investigation into the matter. A Project Veritas spokesperson has said the group's news gathering was ethical and legal. Alleged pages from the first daughter's diary got published by the National File, which claimed that they came from a Project Veritas whistleblower. Kullinger, who is 60, has not yet been sentenced. As noted by the New York Times, Kullinger has cooperated with the federal investigations, and prosecutors requested a 6-month delay on Friday. The news outlet also reported that Ashley Biden provided a statement to the court that described what happened to her one of the most hideous forms of bullying. No, how is Ashley Biden going through bullying? No, your father is going through bullying because he's a weirdo, constantly trying to do weird things to other people, sniffing their hair, stuff like that. So why would you say in your own diary that he used to take a shower with you? You feel comfortable with that? Come on now. Be honest with yourself, please. With that being said, we do have another article from the Daily Wire. We actually have DeSantis signs bill to further crack down on retail theft, porch piracy, and inciting looting on social media. So, this is a great thing, obviously. DeSantis is the best governor. I keep saying this over and over again. Ron DeSantis knows exactly how to govern. For me, if I was to make if I was to pick an option, we would have had Ron DeSantis still be in the presidential candidates, stuff like that. But obviously, I don't get to choose the election. I don't get to choose. I get to vote with my vote, obviously. But we need to win the election at the end of the day. And Donald Trump is President Trump is our best bet for that. That's why I said, listen, if you're voting in the primaries, just vote for President Trump. President Trump is going to win. I fully believe that President Trump is going to win. Obviously, there can be anything. The election is not until November, so obviously things can happen till then. That would change that outcome. But as far as we know right now, President Trump is supposed to win if the election was held today, according to every single poll that is out today. Now, let's dig into this DeSantis thing for a moment here. So, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis actually signed in legislation on Tuesday that will further crack down on retail theft, porch piracy, and inciting looting through social media. DeSantis took a swipe at Democrat-controlled areas, which has seen a large uptake in aforementioned crimes, saying that Florida was pretty much doing the opposite of what a lot of states like California and New York have done. The governor noted that coordinated retail theft and looting was being organized through social media, with companies reporting a $112 billion loss in 2022. Despite the explosion in crime in places like California, New York, and Washington, D.C., Florida has seen a 30% decrease in shoplifting since DeSantis took office in 2019, the governor's office said. The bill that DeSantis signed into law, HB 549, institutes the following, according to his office. HB 549 institutes the following: a third-degree felony punishable by up to 5 years in prison if criminals commit a retail theft with 5 or more individuals, a second-degree felony punishable up to 15 years in prison if criminals commit retail theft with 5 or more individuals and use social media to solicit others to participate in the theft. First-degree felony, punishable by up to 30 years in prison if criminals commit retail theft with a firearm, or 2 or more prior convictions of retail theft. Ability to charge a felony for multiple retail thefts occurring in the span of 120 days, which is an increase of 30 days. Theft of property in an amount less than $40 is a first-degree misdemeanor. Obviously, and a lot of the states, they're actually hiring this thing right here, so if the theft is actually less than $100 or something like that in other states, then you cannot actually pursue them. That's why a lot of companies like Target and stuff like that keep a tab and say, okay, well, once you steal the $100, then we'll actually care. But then a lot of people just steal that one thing and then steal like 2 things and whatever. And they just never make it to the $100. But the $40, you steal 2 things now. You steal 2 apples and it's already $40 in Joe Biden's economy. A subsequent violation is a third-degree felony, and theft of property valued at $40 or more is a third-degree felony, and anything less than $40 is a first-degree misdemeanor. So already, whatever you steal is a first-degree misdemeanor. Florida is taking another step to distinguish themselves. Florida is taking another step to distinguish ourselves from lawless justifications and keep our residents and businesses safe, said DeSantis. If you steal in Florida, we will catch you and we will prosecute you. That's because of the fact that Ron DeSantis has prosecutors that actually care about the law and order of the country and of the state more broadly. If you go in other states like New York, California, they have DAs that just do not prosecute people that commit crimes, which is criminals. And because of the fact that they want to, I don't know, they want lawless states, they want lawless cities, they want lawless countries, because of the fact that they just do not want to prosecute anybody. They do not want to hold anybody accountable for the actions that they themselves commit. It's disgusting. That's what we see in other Democrat states. So that's why Ron DeSantis is saying no. In Florida, we're just going to have the complete opposite of that. That's a great thing that he's doing. And he's at the forefront of making Florida great and better than it already is, even by the squatting terms and the squatting rights, quote unquote. If somebody goes into your house and says that they're renting from you when they're actually not, Ron DeSantis said, no, you don't even have one day in here. We're going to take you right out of here. Okay, moving into the next article, we actually have another Daily Wire article. We have Arizona Supreme Court upholds the 1864 law protecting unborn babies from abortion in nearly all cases, which is good. Because so a lot of people say, well, how about we pay attention to the people that have sadly been raped, or they have been a victim of incest. Okay, so let's just hear of the 99% of cases first. Then we can talk about the 1%. The 1% of the cases is the cases that you're talking about, the rape and incest cases. You know what you do? You prosecute and give the death sentence to the people that committed the crimes, not the innocent people that have nothing to do with the situation. Why would you sit here and kill a person that has nothing to do with anything? That person has been born because of a tragedy, yes. But the thing is, they should not be sentenced to death because of it. If they have committed the crime, then they should be sentenced to death for that. That's exactly what we can do. So, that's exactly it. If you do not want to admit that those people have to get the death penalty, then why would you commit the death penalty to a person that sadly has nothing to do with anything? Doesn't make any sense. Like I said, the 99% of abortions that happen in America is consensual, and just because of the fact that they just got pregnant. The mother just got pregnant and she just does not want it, or she does not have the money for it, or the family does not want the baby. That's 99% of abortions. So like I said, if you do not open your legs, you do not get pregnant. So abstinence is the best form of non-pregnancy. So, or wear a condom. But like I said, abstinence is the best form. With that being said, the Arizona Supreme Court came down on a major abortion ruling on Tuesday, upholding a law passed in 1864 that outlaws all abortions in the state except when the mother's life is at risk, which is exactly the case that we should be making here. If the mother's life is at risk, then obviously you need to terminate the pregnancy, which is a less than 1% of the time, which is a very, 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 very small percentage of the time, because we're living in the year 2024. The case made its way to the state's highest court after the appeals court ruled in December of 2022 that doctors cannot be prosecuted under the 160-year-old abortion ban that went into effect before Arizona was a state. The state's Supreme Court ruled 4-2 that the law is now enforceable and could take effect in 14 days pending any additional legal challenges. The New York Times reported the law mandates that anyone who aids an abortion, except in the case of saving the mother's life, be punished to up to 5 years in prison, Arizona Central reported. Former Arizona Governor Doug Ducey, a Republican, signed a 15-week limit into the law in 2022, which came just 3 months before the United States Supreme Court overruled Roe v. Wade, opening the door for states to enact their own limitations or bans on abortion. Quote, "We celebrate the enormous victory of unborn children and their mothers, restaining Arizona's pro-life law will protect more than 11,000 babies annually at all stages of pregnancy, while providing an exception for life of the mother," Susan B. Anthony, Pro-Life of America President Marjorie Dannenfelster said in a statement. "This includes babies who have heartbeats, babies who can feel pain, and babies who can smile and suck their thumbs. Today's state Supreme Court decision is a major achievement in the fight for life in Arizona." Last year, Arizona Democratic Governor Katie Hobbs signed an executive order to give the state's attorney general, who is currently a Democrat, the power to enforce abortion laws. Attorney General Chris Myers, who has vowed not to enforce any limitations or bans on abortions, and said shortly after the state Supreme Court ruling that its decision is an affront to freedom. That does not make any sense. So freedom to kill people? So now what are you saying? That we should just have the purge? Because you can't just go around killing people. So that's not freedom. That's disgusting. The court has risked their health and the lives of Arizonans, mayors said. Today's decision will reimpose a law from the time when Arizona wasn't a state. The Civil War was raging, and women couldn't even vote. Will go down in history as stain on our state. Hobbs said that the decision represents a dark day in Arizona, and vowed that she will not stop fighting until we have secured the right to abortion. Shortly after the abortion decision, Arizona Republican Senate candidate Carrie Lake released a statement saying that she is opposed to the state's Supreme Court ruling and called the governor and legislator to come up with an immediate common sense solution that Arizonans can support. Why is Carrie Lake not supporting this bill? That doesn't make any sense. So now what, you're saying that this is too pro-life? Democrats have already been using the ruling to pit their pro-abortion policies against what they describe as an extreme abortion law. In some states, the Biden campaign posted on X showing side-by-side videos of Trump's Monday statement on abortion, in which the former president said laws should be left up to the states. With an MSNBC report of the Arizona Supreme Court ruling, the Biden campaign said that the 160-year-old abortion law is now enforceable because Trump ended Roe. Trump released a video statement on Monday morning where he came out against federal limitations on abortion and said that the issue should be left up to the states. My view is now that we should have abortion where everybody wanted it from a legal standpoint. The states will determine by vote or legislation or perhaps both, and whether they decide must be the law of the land. In this case, the law of the state, Trump said. At the end of the day, this is about the people, Trump said, adding later, you must follow your heart on this issue, but remember, you must also win elections and restore our culture and, in fact, save our country. Democrats and pro-abortion advocates have been pushing for an abortion measure as they seek to make abortion an unrestricted practice and allow doctors to perform the procedure at any point of the pregnancy. Those pushing for pro-abortion policies say that the initiative has already received enough signatures to appear on the November ballot. Arizona, a virtual battleground state in the 2024 election, has been polling in the Trump's direction as the former president focuses on immigration and border crisis. As of Tuesday afternoon, Trump leads Biden by 4.5 points in Arizona, according to Real Clear Politics polling average. Okay, so a lot of the people are saying that, like in the comments, they're saying, "Oh well, this ruling is a loser. No, you can't have pro-life. You can't have this ruling is going to be a loser." No, it's not going to be a loser. You need to explain your reasoning, like I just did. You need to explain the fact that because of the fact that a tragedy happened does not mean that we should go and kill somebody that has nothing to do with the situation. Does not make much sense whatsoever. A lot of people are saying this is a loser. It's not a loser. We saw it hand in hand. We saw it again and again and again, example after example after example on why this now has turned in from, okay, well, we need to leave this up to the states. And then now, it's not just should the Supreme Court rule with Roe v. Wade, yes or no? It's not a yes or a no anymore. It's explain your reasoning. Explain why you are pro-life in a way that can produce other people to be pro-life with you. Life begins at conception. Life begins at conception, and that's just that. There's no other way around it. The moment that you can think, the moment that you are a spark of light, the moment that you are an actual person from God, from above, into the womb of your mom, you are a person with the potential for life. Just like how an eagle egg in the United States has the potential to make an eagle, which is a fine and imprisonment if you kill. Why do eagles in America have more rights than human embryos in human life? Every single inch and every single molecule of us is consistent in its terms of it being a person with a real life. With that being said, we're going to sum up this episode here. If you do like this episode and you do want to see more, I do post new episodes of my show every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening, and I hope they have a great rest of your day.